I'd like to call to order the meeting of June 5th, 2018. Would you all please stand for the invocation of pledge of allegiance to the flag?
Lord, we acknowledge your presence among us tonight, and we know you are always with us. We pray for your guidance during this meeting. Give us the wisdom to work in the best interest of everyone in our community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Here. 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 Here.
Here. Noel?
Here.
Blakeman?
Here.
Willard?
Here.
Hudson?
Here. First off, we have a memorial tribute to read this evening. Whereas Charles Floor started his dedicated service with the City of Columbiana in 1947 as a fireman and was also a part-time lifeguard at Firestone Pool from 1947 through 1949. He served as a part-time patrolman from 1951 through 1953. Charles served as a fire chief for the City of Columbiana Fire Department from 1976 through 2006 and continued with the department until his retirement in 2014. And whereas he was a very capable, honest, energetic, and trustworthy employee, loved by all and faithful in the performance of his duties. And whereas he had earned the admiration and high regard of those with whom he had come into contact and the affection of his fellow public servants. And now therefore we, the Council of the City of Columbiana, on behalf of the city employees and the citizens of our community, extend to the members of his family this expression of sincere regret for their loss and the hope that they will be consoled by the memory of his fine life and achievements. Also received a letter from Heather Buckholz. Dear Council, the Columbiana Music Boosters are requesting permission to hold a tag day and a car wash at Pizza Hut on August 18th, 2018. On your approval, we will contact area business for their consent to allow students to stand outside of their doors, asking for donations to support our music program. We would also contact Pizza Hut at the corners of Route 14 and 46 to schedule the car wash. Please consider our request during your next meeting. You can contact Heather Buckholz, Tag Day chairperson, and names and phone numbers. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your consideration to our request. No reports of commissions and boards to discuss. Ian Becker would like to give council a quick update regarding some activities going on at the American Legion.
Good evening, Council. Just to make you aware that on July 21st, the American Legion will have a circus in town. And it's just really an informational note. I don't think that we needed a permit or a motion to allow this to happen. Superintendent Rapp, you would see me. I need some assistance from you also concerning this project. Okay. Are there any questions?
What kind of circus?
Well, there will not be any animals, as I understand, have been taken out of the equation. But as far as I know, that it's the same ones that we've had in the past, and they do have an admirable list of folks that do some really nice things. Those when we were all younger, we can't stretch and bend like they do. So
I think Dick and I got to embarrass each other at that circus last time.
Because I'm so easily embarrassed.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Pat Tingle from the R&D Committee is here to give a general update.
events, and I think Brian's gonna talk about one at one point. R&B is cooperating with Tom Makel out at Town Center. We're going to have a large tent, and all our plans for Mirror Lake will be displayed. We also have a contribution from a gentleman that's done paintings of barns all over Columbiana County, and there will be a silent auction of those barns. The pictures of the barns are now up in the Homestead restaurant right now, but they'll move them out to the tent that day. That silent auction, all the money will go to R&B for the park project. Very generous of Tom Maple. Find the gentleman and do that. And Brian, I'll let you talk about the prints later. Okay?
Actually, I think my parents are here.
They were gonna do it, okay. Okay, two other things. One, we had a couple meetings today, and we're at the point now we have all our permits, and we're ready to get bids on Mirror Lake, okay? So it looks like by the end of the month, we will have gone through the bid process and approved or chosen the contractors that are going to start on the project, and that includes both dredging and the landscaping. The dredging to precede the landscaping, hopefully. We have a tentative date for July 6th, the weekend of, right after the 4th of July, perhaps do a groundbreaking. Very tentative, okay, but we're hoping we're going to be able to do groundbreaking that day to start the project at long last. And one of the other reasons we're very happy about the groundbreaking news is we've had news from Bob Troyer, the Firestone attorney and representative, that the Firestones are coming. Some of them are coming for the 150th anniversary of Harvey Firestone's birthday. They've chosen, I gave them 3 or 4 dates to choose from. They're choosing the 6th of July to come. And on that day, I think the Chamber of Commerce has a First Friday event. And the whole of Main Street will be Happy Birthday Firestone, Harvey S. Firestone. So it'll be a nice walk through for them to see that. The gentleman that is coming is Kimball Firestone, and he is the grandson of Harvey Firestone. He's 84 years old. At this point, we also think his sister, Lindy Firestone Brown, will be coming, and her son, who is younger. And after my conversation with Mr. Troyer yesterday, he said he's so delighted with what Columbiana is doing to honor Harvey Firestone that he's sending a letter to all of them, and hopefully even more of them will turn up that day. Our plans for that day are to take them to the groundbreaking and show them what we're doing for the restoration of Firestone Park. That's the big item. We'd also like to take them out and show them what Tom Maple has done out at Town Center, because it's wonderful. We probably visit the Historical Society because they have a wonderful collection of Firestone memorabilia. We understand that there's a wonderful stained glass window in Grace Church that was the gift of Harvey Firestone many years ago, and he was a member of Grace Church. So a visit there would probably be nice. All our plans are rather tentative at this point. We want to make sure to show them as much of Columbiana as we can, but we don't want to wear them out either. So just to let you know, all these things are forthcoming, and we also plan to have a dinner at Homestead Restaurant, to which most of the people sitting here will be invited. Okay? Any questions? It's rather good news for the town, I think. It's a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, 150th birthday anniversary, and Mr. Troyer says he has been so delighted with big events. One at the Indianapolis 500, where all the drivers appeared, and they made the whole thing a tribute to Harvey Firestone, and tires, obviously, and so forth. And then there was a wonderful event in Akron, where 154 people appeared who had gotten patents relating to tires and the Firestone Company. There was a wonderful old film. Harvey Firestone made a speech in 1931, and it was filmed, and that speech would stand today, whatever he had to say that day. So I'm hoping they'll bring that that film with us so that we can see it. A lot of wonderful memorabilia, a lot of things in the archives that are coming up right now, so. And I'm also told that probably we might want to make a trip out to the cemetery and lay a wreath, because that would be nice. He's very important to our town. That's my news.
What date was that?
The 6th.
Out of the, homestead,
Six.
the sixth,
July
everything was
6th.
sixth?
That's the Summerfest is next Friday, right?
The Summerfest is next
Okay,
Friday.
that's when your tent's gonna be.
That's
the one I was
15th
questioning.
of
15 and 16 is Summerfest.
Okay.
Firestone visit is the 6th
Okay.
of July, so.
I'd just like to say that you have passion and tenacity. That most people in this room, I mean, we see Pat work outside of here. And she is relentless in pushing and representing Columbiana to make that day happen. So, we all as a city appreciate what you're doing. It can't go recognized enough, because we wouldn't have a lot of what's going on without that seed that you started. And it's a lot. Thank you. Next up, I have my parents, Steve and Kathy Blakeman, would like to give an update of the prints of donated artwork to benefit Firestone Park renovations.
Good evening, council members, Mayor Blakeman, and City Manager, Mr. Willard. Thank you for giving us a couple of minutes to talk about the donation of the artwork. I can tell you that this has been much more of a project from the beginning than we ever thought that it would be. I conceived it as being a very simple process. It has been everything but simple. From the idea, the creation, the folks at the Historical Society working with the photographs, us working with the artists. Artists are unique, and we have to, it was a long process working with the artists. You end up doing a fabulous job putting everything together. But our issues have been with trying to come out with a finished product because of the perspective being narrow and long of the original artwork, and make it into a size that will work in a print. We have fully been the last year. We have worked with probably 4 different printers and trying to get this finished product. One of the things, to some people, it's just a picture of history. To my family, it's a lot more than that. I was born and raised in Columbiana. I graduated from Columbiana High School. Both of our sons were born here. Our grandchildren are attending school there now. Although when we started our business in Boardman, we moved away for a while, our heart was still here, and we've returned back to the area. We have a passion for this whole area. Because of that, we wanted to do something special. And what a better vehicle to do so than with the R&D committee and marrying with Pat's passion, as Brian said, for that. We'd like to see this print raise money for the restoration, assisting with the restoration of Firestone Park. So we're very proud with the finished product, and I wanted to just, if I could just take a moment to share with you the different sizes of that and the price ranges and what the potential is. This takes me just a moment to do that. First off, we have the small size, which we believe is going to be the one we'll sell, or the R&D committee will sell the most of, and that is 7.5 inches by 28 inches. Now, when you have this matted a couple of times and framed, it makes a nice size for a home. If you go much larger than this, you end up having a massive piece. In fact, a piece that size is large for a home unless you have the right place for it. We will deliver these to the R&D committee. We're donating 1,000 of these right off the bat. We've already got them printed, and we are tubing them right now. They'll all be in these tubes. There's one in here, so if someone purchases one, they'll deliver it. You can pass that around. Each one will be delivered in one of those tubes, and, what I just showed you was in there. Those are going to be sold at $99 each. We are donating 900 of those to start, and then we have 100 of those that will be signed by the artist and numbered one of 100. So there'll be 100 of those will be $249. And then we are going to do a series of the larger print framed 4 coats of gesso finish on it. And that's a very expensive, heavy frame. And, those will go for $5,000 each. They will be numbered 1 of 25. And with that, we anticipate the, R&D committee being able to raise, just shy of $250,000 towards the, park. So it's not an insignificant number. It's gonna take some work to, get there. I wanted to stress that our family is not making any profit from this at all. In fact, every cent of the, production we have underwritten, and we are donating in its entirety to the R&D committee. So every dollar that is raised will go directly towards, into their hands, and then eventually to the, park. So, that's it, unless you all have any questions, for us. I wanted to just make this update, let you know that finally, after this long period of time, we're ready to, launch the print sale. It's not our desire to manage the sale, we're just going to have the art created and deliver it, hand it to the R&D, and it'll be theirs from there on out. We'll do anything we can to help, of course.
Thank you.
But, that's not our area of specialty. So, any questions at all?
Just a heartfelt thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're happy to do that and, give this a little bit back to the city who has, done so much for us.
And then it wasn't meant to be, but the timing of the two, it turned out to be pretty unique.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual, isn't it?
We just got this delivered, yesterday, and just, last week, we got the 900 prints, the 1,000 small prints, so the timing was, perfect. And hopefully we'll be able to have some out at the, Summerfest.
They'll be ready, we'll have them to you, tubed and ready to go for next Friday's event.
So we're only gonna have, there'll be 100 of the ones that the small ones that he signs, there'll be each one numbered 1 of 100, and then there'll be plenty of the open editions, so we could print as many of those as we want. Just 25 of those. Hopefully there's, 25 people in the area who would like to help the park and get something unique. Thanks for the opportunity.
I should tell you, $250,000 would pay for the sports course.
Very nice.
Always have those signatures on my.
Thank you. Well, with that, we will go into the manager's report.
Okay, bids were open for the fuel and the line, and legislation is on the agenda accordingly. Tree trimming bids, we actually advertised, our first advertisement was on Sunday, so those will be coming to council soon. You notice the two new split units that were there, they call those. We got some new, air conditioning and heating for this room. They are efficient and they're less, they don't make much noise, so we won't have to hear that big air conditioner running anymore, so that's nice. But that other unit, did, fail on it, so, it's actually gonna be, stay up there to, keep the hole from, leaking. That's what its job is doing. Yes, we were very excited to learn last week that, our stormwater project that was, submitted, presented, at council earlier this year, qualified and we're gonna receive $100,000 from grant money for that stormwater project. If you remember, we as a city budgeted, $350 overall, and then, so we're up to $450 already. We do have several other grants out, but, just really, like to thank the commissioners for considering the project.
this was $100,000 out of $350 they received?
So, we budgeted $350, so there was, $397,000 that was, available countywide.
We got 100, we got 100.
Yes,
That's not
very, very.
Take that, not bad.
And this project, I think there was like 12 to 13 projects on that, and, they rank them, and anytime that we can, offer to put money up, then always helps. We said 350, so I'm sure that helps. The 30-day startup, for the new water plant, John's put down here, but, should be happening, should be starting up later this week. We do have the chemicals in, and they're testing everything, and they should be firing up really soon. We're starting to clear out and prepare for, the demolition of the old plant, so we're taking the stuff, they've marked everything that they wanna save, and, they're starting to move some of this stuff now. The construction on the, Fairfield Avenue sidewalk project is very close to finish. Jesse went out there with them today, did a walkthrough. We've got, a punch list that, we'll be working on next week or so, but, we're just, putting a lot of, we'll be putting seed down and everything here pretty soon. We were excited to find out that, we were able to add to the project, put some, final touches on that project that we hadn't originally included, and we were able to, get that on that project. It was about $23,000, and it just makes it a lot nicer project, so. The semi-14 project continues. We've been working with ODOT as needed. We put a new water line out there, hundreds of feet of water line, and I believe that should be in service, if not today, probably by the end of the week, so. They did pass today, so they'll be flushing it and putting it online. The contractors for the fire station, drum roll, they actually moved the equipment out there to the site, so, John took a picture and sent it to me today, so. The Greenford Christian Church will be completing a community service project. They're working with, John and Chief Garrity, June 16th from 8 to noon. They're gonna come out. The last I checked, they had 50 volunteers. That was a couple weeks ago. So, we're gonna end up meeting out at the park, and then get moving. And we'll be working from 8 to noon and get as many as we can. And, they've all done this before, so, it should go pretty smooth.
How many fire hydrants do you have?
Over 400. So, John, Chief Garrity, kind of sat down and determined where we're gonna go, where they're gonna go first, so. Anybody interested, you can, see John or I, and, we'll go from there. Street Department, they've been overseeing the Fairfield Avenue sidewalk project. I'd like to thank, Jesse for going out there and working on that. Street Department, they hung flower pots from the Chamber of Commerce, looks very nice. Couple departments, the electric department helped the street department install the flags down Main Street. And thanks to the Women's Club for, getting the flames done at the square. Thanks again, Pat. So, that was a nice project. And the street department, we, purchased a brush hog for one of the sensors. Water department, we've been telling you for months now how many dig locates that all the departments, all the utilities, we had 67 since the last meeting. So there's just a lot of activity out there. It could be a developer, or it could be the gas company, but you get that many dig locates, you have to go out there and mark sewer, water, and electric, storm. That's fine, there's a lot of construction going on. Performed 29 water changeouts, and we've been working with the 7 and 14 water project, that water line project, and of course, they've been on the water treatment plant, project, and they're getting trained right now. We've got a big meeting tomorrow, and, should be one of the last meetings we have out there, so we're, rounding third and heading home on that water plant. Wastewater department, perform maintenance on, exhaust units on the filler buildings. We're looking at quotes right now to seal the blacktop down there. It's a lot of blacktop. They did, work with the park and they jetted the line before the pool opened, so that was nice. Park and cemetery, of course, they're cutting grass, service and mowers. Terry reported to me they had 1,800 visitors at the Memorial Day weekend out there. I think it was 800, 400, and 600 or something like, it might have been 600, 400, and 800, but, it all added up to 1,800, pretty impressive. That carving that, in honor of Dr. Pritchard is complete, and, Park Board's been notified of that, and they'll be, probably, not sure what date, but they'll be, doing a ribbon cutting on that soon. Did install a new chlorine feed system at the park, and, thanks to the water department for, fixing that, water line, that's used to fill the pool, and, let's see. Electric department, of course, they have to mark the load phase 2. Did have 2 outages last week. It was on Tuesday, totally unrelated. We had a limb come down on one of First Energy's lines, and then the other one, we lost our north feed. I believe there was an accident up in North Lima, pretty bad accident. We've been working with a project on 7 and 14. We ordered some parts for stock. Finished up Cedar Run's secondary for that electric out there. Did 6 new services, and helped the water treatment plant staff remove well number 5. We had a problem out there which I didn't mention, and the water plant crew got that up and running. We did have a contractor come in and help us. Had to replace the transformer, and I think that's it for that. Mike wanted to just give you a quick update. You know, we've got the fire station coming up, so at the next meeting, we'll have, more information, but you wanna say something?
Yeah, what I gave you, at the start of the meeting was a preliminary financing schedule for, the fire station. It's in the works for the financing. You know, we had talked about this at budget time. We do have about $500,000 in the fund ready to go, for the fire station, but we needed, you know, a little bit more because the bids came in over $800,000 just for the station. And we also have to put in a sewer line, we also have to put in a gas line. And the chief's not here tonight, I don't think, but, he also, is gonna need to equip the, station with some furniture and lockers and whatever. So what we're doing, we're looking at, doing a direct placement of bonds of $600,000. And this is just a schedule. We got it in the works. And I only got this late Friday, that's why it wasn't in your packet. But I'll just go over the schedule very quickly. We should be getting the bond council is working on the ordinance. We should be getting that by next Tuesday, a final ordinance, so that it'll be in your packet for the next meeting on June 19th for the first reading. After that, Baird is the placement agent, and that's who we used, if you remember, a couple years ago when we refinanced and refunded the sewer bonds. We used Baird. They're very good at what they do. And our bond counsel would be Squire Patton Boggs, which we've used also in the past. They will circulate the term sheets to the banks. They send the term sheets to about 40 or 50 banks. And why they do this is a lot of them don't respond. A lot of them say it's not enough money. A lot of them don't want to deal with governments. So then you narrow it down to maybe you get about 10 or 12 bids, so that we get the best bid on the interest rate for the bonds. And then after that, the second reading will be July 17th. There is no, council meeting scheduled for July 3rd at this point. Usually take only one meeting in July, so that's why the second reading would be July 17th. The day after that is when all the bids are due to Baird, who will summarize it, get back to us who the winning bidder is, and then, price the bonds. After that, they'll execute the bonds at a date to be determined yet, and, after that, they'll close, and then we'll fund the bonds in early August, so we should have the funds probably, the middle of August to the rest of the money to fund the, and I'll have more information for you as far as, how much the bonds will be and what the finance will be, over, I think we're gonna do it for 5 years is what we decided on, to finance those bonds, the payback on the bonds. So we'll have more information for you in the next meeting, but I just wanted to give you this a little bit of a preliminary schedule.
Chief's not here, he had to go on a call, but, I was gonna have him give a K-9 update, but, I'll just say that we're still accepting, donations, so contact the city hall or the police department, we're getting close. I was gonna have him give the number, but we're getting close to 50,000 if I'm not mistaken, so, our goal was 60, so.
It's a little over 49,000.
Okay, Brian, I think that's it, other than, good results in the building.
You all received the bill list for June 5th. Any comments or questions on that? There's no old business. Due length of the ordinances, may I have a motion to read these by title only?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Resolution number 18-R-523, first reading. A resolution to exclude the approval of the city of Salem, which approval would otherwise be required for an alternate method of apportionment of local government fund money to be distributed in 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? A roll call?
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Resolution number 18-R-524, first reading. A resolution approving a new alternative method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, because of the similarity of the items C through J, I'd like to make a motion that we meet those, collectively prior to voting on them individually.
So moved. Or you moved.
I
Second.
made that move.
Second.
Any questions? A roll call?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 18-0-2961, first reading. An ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the Director of Finance of the City of Columbiana. Ordinance number O-2962, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the chief of police of the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2963, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the superintendent of light and power of the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2964, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the wastewater superintendent of the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2965, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the street superintendent for the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2966, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the park and cemetery superintendent of the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2967, first reading, an ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the public safety vehicle service supervisor of the city of Columbiana. Ordinance number 18-O-2968, first reading, an amending ordinance setting a salary and establishing a position and other conditions of employment for the water superintendent of the city of Columbiana.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve, ordinances which were just read, by a single vote for all ordinances. Items C through J.
Second.
Any questions? A roll call?
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance number 18-O-2969, first reading. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Leiden Oil Company, 3711 Lee Harps Road, Youngstown, Ohio, 44515, for the purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel.
So moved. Second.
Comments? You good?
Yeah.
Roll call?
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Ordinance number 18-O-2970, first reading. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Mid-Ohio Valley Lime Incorporated, P.O. Box 734-16360, State Route 7, Marietta, Ohio 45750, for the purchase of lime for the water plant.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment? A roll call?
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Last, we need a motion to approve the request from the Columbiana Music Boosters for permission to hold a tag day in the city on August 18th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Comment? Roll call?
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Is there anyone from the public desiring to address council this evening? Hearing none, we'll move into, council comments if there are any.
I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our safety personnel and our park personnel for getting the areas ready for the Memorial Day event. I think any of you that attended that, how well our parks and cemeteries are taken care of and how well the traffic flows. We don't have any issues. You know, if we have a problem that occurs, that we need some medical assistance, those people were there also. And if you ever have one, a medical problem, we'd be glad that they're there in an ample time. So, thank you.
I'd really just like to, comment on the sidewalk project out there on Fairfield Avenue. Seeing it firsthand from my front door, my kids, first of all, they sit there and they're like, we can sit here and watch this all day. Well, glad for them that they can do that, that makes entertaining them easy, but, from the first day that sidewalk started to become walkable, I saw people from opposite ends of town crossing back and forth, and it's really a community builder to have that sidewalk there. I can tell you, for the years I've lived out there, I would have 5 or 6 people going through my yard a day. Now that sidewalk's there, I bet you there's upwards of 30 people walking through the front yard. It's great to see that they're out there with their strollers, they're out there, having safe means of getting to the grocery store, things like that. It's a great project, and I hope we can get Duquesne and some other places soon too.
That's kind of hard to follow up on, but I just want to make a quick comment and pitch the, tools we have online available to report problems. Last night late, I reported a pothole out on Parkview Avenue, and this morning it was filled before I got up, I think. So, make use of those tools, because the city responds when they get those online messages.
You want to give an update?
So, I just, said I didn't know if you had any words about canines, if you wanted to say a couple words. Okay. Or see where we're at as far as the funds raised.
We can do that. Thanks, I apologize for being late, I had a situation. Ryan Gramsci and Susie doing great. They're preparing to take the state certification exam on June 20th. And, that's a big deal. It's a hard test, and they both kind of go through the paces, and the dog has got to perform up to the standards that are set by the Ohio Peace Officers Training, Committee. In tracking skills, they started integrating surface changes. In other words, you can track on grass, and if the grass changes to concrete, that'll work. That changes to blacktop or the gravel. He's trained to track across all those surfaces. Even as they change, they have different varying degrees of difficulty, so he's doing well. In narcotics, all the drugs are now imprinted in the dog's memory. He's demonstrating a high confidence level, and they are working him off leash on the searches, which is the next logical step of working at one leash. In vehicle and building searches, he's been advanced to include some off leash searches there, and his article searches have been imprinted as well. An article searches, if somebody throws a gun or something, the dog can find that. Apprehension techniques, he is progressing really well. They move to command only on release. In other words, he can release the dog and give him verbal commands, and the dog will obey. Also, they are working on calling him off prior to apprehension. So if somebody gives up before the dog actually gets them, the dog will stop and listen to that command. So working on those skills, and we're of really high hopes. So in terms of the fundraising event, we're getting there. We're at $49,396 collected so far on the $60,000 total. So we got about 10,000, give or take, more to get. It's like losing weight. That last 5 pounds is always tough. We're trying to get the last 5 pounds. That's where we're at. Don't forget T-shirt sales. Don't forget raffle tickets and gift baskets. If you run across any of that, that helps. Also, Birdfish is a fundraiser Thursday, I think beginning at 4. They're going to help us out a little bit too. So patronize those folks that are helping us and sponsoring, and that's where we're at.
I would just like to reiterate, we talked about this earlier, but us getting the $100,000 CDBG grant, I hope you realize that that's going to play a major impact on us dealing with the stormwater project in the community we're trying to help. And my associate here, Crystal, has been honest to get something done regarding that project. And I think it's tremendous that we're moving in that direction to do something with our infrastructure in this community. And I had a chance to talk to Pat Harold, who's the County Economic Development Director, and I thanked him for his assistance. He said your grant was, one of the easiest ones for us to fund because of how all the money is being used together to get this project completed, and that's what they like to see when they give their grant award. So I'd like to congratulate our city manager Lance for his work, and hope we can continue to deal with that serious issue.
I'd like to thank all the superintendents and supervisors here, really appreciate working with you. They do a great job and really work together well, so it's really important.
I have five, I have one more thing, who it is, the council members, I think.
I would just like to say thank you to everyone in the community for all of the donations. It's amazing to live in a place where, and it's not small donations that we're talking about, it's major, and the stuff that we talked about tonight, is a third, fourth of the entire capital improvement budget for the whole city, and that's in addition to it from donations. That's amazing. So I'd like to thank everybody that participates in that, and, nothing else, we'll motion to adjourn.
So moved.